Matter folks, the Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilly here with a detailed look at the forecast as we head through the next couple of days. This is truly going to be for just the severe weather threat as we head through the rest of tonight and through the early morning hours of tomorrow. We've already got a couple of things popping up on our radar. A lot of these showers and thunderstorms back across parts of Louisiana are associated with the front that'll eventually be moving through our area. As it does so, it will open the door for showers, thunderstorms, and the potential for some severe weather. Right now, there's a slight risk a little bit closer to the coast along kind of the 26 corridor and to the south, and then back off to the west, and then back off to the east into parts of southern Alabama, lower Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. I got a feeling as we head through the rest of tonight, this kind of slight risk may get kind of bumped up a little further off to the north, and it'll probably be pulled maybe a little further, as hard to see in yellow, but it'll be yanked maybe a little further off to the south. Back off to our west. Right now, my concern in terms of where maybe some of the stronger storms will be, according to the latest data, let me change this over to yellow and orange, is going to be probably kind of right in here, and then another one right down here. Those are going to be kind of our two little areas of concern as we head through the rest of tonight. Mostly just off to the south of Jackson, you folks in Simpson and Smith counties, across parts of northern Lawrence and Covington County, or Jeff Davis County, excuse me, in our area. And then for Walthall, Marion, parts of Lamar, Forest, and Pearl River counties as we head through the overnight hours tonight. In all, though, this isn't going to be a knockdown, drag-out kind of an event. We're talking about a marginal risk for our area in terms of tornado threat, wind threat, and the brief, isolated flash flooding threat. Right now, the hail isn't much of a concern, and truth be told, the tornado threat is going to be pretty contingent on if a storm can either be out ahead of the line or can get rooted within the line. The chance of that happening is pretty low. If we do get a tornado, most likely it's going to be brief and weak. EF0, EF1 on the ground for only a couple of minutes. As many as 10 or 15 minutes, but it isn't going to chew up a lot of landscape. As we head through the rest of tonight, you can see a couple of those showers and the thunderstorms out ahead of the line across parts of Simpson and Smith counties. That's why they're one of the areas of concern for tonight, because they've got the best chance of seeing a couple of storms out ahead of the line, and then the line kind of pushes through the area as we head through 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It should be approaching I-59, and then it kind of falls apart as it gets into some of our eastern counties by about 3 or 4 a.m. That's good news for you folks to the east, and then it's going to kind of reorganize as it heads through the morning and into parts of Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. For us, by 6 o'clock, you can see that northwest wind. That's going to be ushering in some much cooler air. And I want to highlight something real quick. See this in here, just this little bit of green. This is going to be interesting, because what we're going to be doing is pushing in, underneath the cloud cover in here, some much colder air. And we're going to be doing that for the surface all the way up in the atmosphere. So we're not just going to be cooling the surface. This is going to be a top to bottom, bottom to top, left to right, north to south, east to west. We're cooling everything down. We're pulling in some pretty cold air. There's the outside chance that in doing so, as we drop the temperature, we're going to be able to, loosely put, squeeze out, wring out the rest of the moisture from the atmosphere. And we would do so in an environment that would be near or below freezing from about 1,500 feet up, roughly, all the way up into the atmosphere. So the green that you see on here, on this map, may actually either fall as little ice pellets, little snow grains, or you may see the little ice crystals floating around in the air. It could happen. I'm not saying it's a likely thing. It certainly isn't, but it's certainly not unlikely either. And I tend to think the way that things are shaken out with how this is going to look, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you folks see some of these little things floating around in the air, or you may get a little bit of sleet or something like that. It's going to be pretty light. We're not anticipating any problems traveling. It's probably not even going to get the pavement wet. It's going to be that light. But nevertheless, it'll be with us until we kind of clear things out as we head into the afternoon. So there's a look at your detailed forecast covering basically this severe weather threat and the weather as we head through the day tomorrow. And that's brought to you by the good folks over there at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling.